welcome to Good Game Spawn Point.
Coming up on today's show, we get up off the gaming couch to see if the groove is still with us in our review of Just Dance 2019.
Cardi B's Chase and it can't tell me nothing, bossed up and
Killing it.
Plus the out-of-control cartoon couch play of Nickelodeon kart races. And I get to try out the latest in VR technology called extended reality.
I'm touching the fireplace that's right in front of me and I can feel the heat coming from the flames.
I mean, what even is reality anyway? Is any of this real? Are you guys real?
We're real, Goose. We're totally real.
When Mario and his mates first took to the track back in 1992 with the original Super Mario Kart on the Super Nintendo, they pretty much created a whole new genre of racing game, the kart racer.
Since then, numerous other franchises have tried to copy the formula with their own cast of colourful characters, wacky weapons, and tricky racetracks.
Now, the latest on that list is Nickelodeon Kart Racers. But the question is, can it keep up with those radical races, or does it deserve a good old-fashioned sliming?
You should get the slime ready. Nickelodeon Kart Racers takes a select group of mascots from the network's popular cartoon shows and pits them against one another across a range of tracks set in the worlds from the corresponding TV shows. You can race in cups that combine a number of tracks, time trials without any opponents, or duke it out in a few different battle modes. Other than that, there's no story or extra modes. This is the kart racing formula through and through. But let's cut to the chase, Goose. For the minute I booted this game up, I had my concerns.
Me too, Jem. Especially once I saw that character selection screen, I knew something was off. In total, there are only 12 characters to pick from, a measly amount when compared to most other races. And while they have included some fan faves like SpongeBob and the Ninja Turtles, which to be fair are more like 4 copies of one character, the remaining crew are made up of characters from Hey Arnold and Rugrats. Good shows in their own right, but they're a tad old and not exactly the craziest characters from the network's catalogue. I mean, one of them is just Reptar the dinosaur. Where are all the zany characters from other Nick shows like Cat Dog, Angry Beavers, Fairly Odd Parents are real monsters?
What's even stranger is I did some digging and discovered Nickelodeon had a racer way back in 2000 for the PlayStation 1 called Nicktoons Racing, which did include a lot of these fun characters. Plus, they all had voices and sound bites of their classic catchphrases. Something else absent from this game.
Yeah, it's totally criminal. I mean, what's the point of including these personalities if all we get is an undersized speech bubble in the corner of the screen with uninspired text from time to time? Bah, it's not good enough.
Agreed! A character's voice is what makes them come alive and makes them memorable. Like yours truly.
Sadly, that's just the start of a long list of problems that all scream rush development and low budget, or to cash in on a popular license like Nickelodeon. The racing itself is woefully average, with all cards handling the same regardless of their customizable parts, and weapon pickups are just underwhelming copies of their Mario Kart counterparts. I mean, who needs a blue shell when you can use a spatula? Not to mention almost no opponent AI at all. Pretty evident when you look back and see them all racing in a single pack.
Yeah, I especially noticed that on those slime sections of the track where you turn into a boat or something. It all just gets very messy.
Yeah, they handled it about as well as those flying sections, which just felt like more attempts to copy the racing styles of other, more polished car races.
And finally, there's the overall look of the game, which is average, at best. And I'm being generous. These days, we can usually look past things like flat textures, weird character models, and wonky animations if the core gameplay is fun and enjoyable. But when it's not, like in this case, those things just stick out even more. It's a real misstep, especially considering the source material they had to play with.
Yeah, I didn't even hear a single bit of memorable theme music from any of these shows. Instead, it's just generic toy box music that feels like it was slapped in because it might fit the theme of the game. And that lazy design is all throughout the game.
Yeah, totally. Now, this is the part in the review where we'd usually try to point out any of the game's redeeming features, but honestly, I couldn't find any worth mentioning, so I'd rather just call this out for what it is. A very average racer that attempts to cash in on fans of anything Nickelodeon. So I'm giving it half a rubber chicken, because it's not totally broken.
Harsh, but fair goose. For a new kart racer to be successful in this day and age, it needs to build on what has come before it, both from a design and technical level. Nickelodeon Kart Racers does neither, and therefore should probably be avoided. So it's a half rubber chicken from me too. Okay, let's slime it.
Alrighty, and...
What are you doing?
Oh, I forgot to make any slime, so this might take a while. Sorry.
Oh. Okay, just doing some stretches before I get into some gaming news. It's important to warm up before scooping. Okay, think I'm good? Let's get to it. First up, the Pokemon of the moment, Melton, is set to be the first mythical Pokemon to evolve. After capturing a number of Melton and acquiring 400 Melton candies, Melton will be able to evolve into the full metal bulk of Melmetal. Melmetal maintains elements of Melton's nutty design, is a pure Steel-type Pokemon, and has the signature move Double Iron Bash. Some may be going nuts for that one. Next up, Nintendo Labo is set to be used in selected classrooms across North America. It's hoped the educational aspects of Labo, like promoting problem solving, basic programming, creativity, and technology skills, will combine with the fun of gaming to engage kids. I wonder if that'll catch on in schools here. Does that technically mean playing Labo could be considered schoolwork? Moving on, and the release of Team Sonic Racing has been delayed. Originally set to release in a few months' time, the game is now due to come out in May of 2019. Although this is a blatant contradiction to the Sonic motto, gotta go fast, I guess when it comes to game development, slow and steady wins the quality race. And finally, the Australian Game Developers Awards recently recognised some of our outstanding Aussie talent. Amongst the winners were Mountains for their game Florence, and Paperhouse for Paperbark, while Game of the Year went to The Gardens Between, and Studio of the Year went to Team Cherry, the creators of Hollow Knight. Good to see such a great range of Aussie games given some well-earned appreciation. And now for the extra scoop. This week we check out some Smash Bros. Victory moves as recreated by the talented Martin Chachinko, from Sonic's acrobatics to Luigi's faceplant planking technique. Luigi might want to brush up on his moves before he thinks about playing Just Dance. And if you've stumbled across something you think would make a good extra scoop, let us know here. Oh, actually, I think I may have pulled a news muscle. I scooped too vigorously. Oh, walk it off, Jake. Walk it off.
Science centres can be found all around the world. These havens of research and technology are a great way to learn a little bit about the wonders of science. But they aren't exactly where you'd expect to find video game developers. Funnily enough, that's exactly what I found here at the Pacific Science Centre in Seattle.
This amazing modern museum is all about discovery, teaching people about the brilliance of science through touch and interaction. And some of the exhibits are using the very cutting edge of technology.
So you're the founder of Hyperspace XR. What is it?
Imagine being able to walk into a world where everything is fully virtual and fully physical at the same time. So it's really about large-scale walk-through VR experiences where you can feel heat and cold and wind and smell and touch all while walking through a story.
Oh man, I smell smoke. There's fire. Oh no. Can you tell me a bit about the technology that's used in Hyperspace XR?
When we take a look at the headset, you can see there's cameras on the front of the headset that track the environment. So we have patterns all throughout the environment that it says, okay, I've seen that pattern before, so you must be standing right here. And it does that, thousands of times. AR is augmented reality, where you have a physical world that you can see through the lens, and then you augment that with adding something on top. And then VR is usually traditionally inside the headset fully. And what XR is extended reality, so it adds both together. So you're fully virtual inside the headset, and then you have a whole bunch of really physical effects that you can actually touch and feel as you walk around.
What are some of the advantages of people being able to see the way that it's grown over time?
I think it helps for people to understand how difficult it is to put something like this together. It's like you usually see projects and they're done and they're complete and they're like, wow, that's amazing, I wish I could do that. And it's awesome for kids or even anybody sort of in their progression in their career to go, wow, look at all of the pieces. It's interesting to see how they react to what you built. So you pop something new into the experience, you put a couple people through, and if they kind of just go, that's not really what I was hoping for, then you can immediately make a change, test it again on the next group.
Well, it sounds like a lot of fun. Can I have a go?
Yeah, absolutely, let's do it. Okay, so you put this on just like a regular backpack.
Oh, wow.
Ouch, there's a runaway car
Don't run at me.
No. Hello, cat. Oh, wow. There's like little fireflies about too. I can feel the cobblestone under my feet. I'm in a magic world. I can feel the wind blowing from this big open space. So there's real walls here. I'm touching the fireplace that's right in front of me and I can feel the heat coming from the flames. Although, even though I can't see it, I assume they're not real flames.
We really felt like everyone will be touching the floor, and so we wanted to make sure that as you move through different spaces, you kind of get that feeling that you actually transported to another room. Yeah. Same thing with temperature and smells and that kind of thing. So it really makes a huge difference when you step from one space to another. She's crawling out the door. That's a first.
Well, that was Hyperspace XR, and it's really incredible to see the difference between XR and VR or AR. So it looks like VR in the headset, but it's much more real because you've got tactile things that you can walk around and touch. It's also got none of the motion sickness that can sometimes come with VR because you're actually moving through a space. So in that regard, I like it a lot better. And I also think that the inside-out technology is really cool because that motion tracking does away with all cumbersome cameras, and it just lets you feel much more organic in a space. It's really cool technology, and I can't wait to see how this changes games in the future. May I come into your... Oh my God.
Rightio, Gem, it's time for another round of Ask SP. The question is, are you ready?
You can bet your bottom dollar I'm ready. Bet your top dollar too. Bet all your dollars, Goose, because I am ready. Now let's get cracking with a video from Justin.
My name is Justin, and I was wondering if you knew the best hard mode weapon in Terraria iOS version. What would be Gem's, Rad's, and Goose's favourite weapon in hard mode? Also, what is Goose's favourite Mario game, and what is Darren's favourite drop from the Moon Lord?
Thanks, Justin. You'll be receiving a very well-earned GGSP pin soon. To your first question about the best hard mode weapon in Terraria iOS version, well, there are lots of good weapons with pros and cons. And as always, playstyle and personal preference do come into it.
But for the iOS version specifically, maybe it's the Terrorblade. It has high base damage, it's pretty fast, and look, it's probably my favourite weapon too because I just like the cut of its jib. Get it? Because it's a sword, the cut of the... Anyway, if Rad were here, I'm sure she would agree.
Well, the Terrorblade is a fine choice, Gem, and I'd agree it's probably the best hard mode weapon for the current iOS version. My personal fave, though, is one that isn't in the current iOS version. It's Meow Meow, which I believe has one of the highest, if not the highest, base damage. And of course, it fires a cat projectile with a rainbow trail. So, you know, that's pretty impressive.
Oh, it's so pretty. Anyway, to the question of your favourite Mario game, Goose.
Oh, well, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Super Mario 64 is probably still my all-time favourite Mario game. It really was a pioneer of its time. Now let's get old mate Darren on the line to answer his question.
Hello?
Oh, hi. I was after Darren, if he's there.
Goose, it's Gem.
Oh, hi, Gem. We were just at the Ask SP test together. I'll try a different number. Bye. It was Gem.
Oh.
Here we go.
Hello, Darren here.
Hey, Darren, finally got you. Just a quick Terraria question for you from Justin. What's your favourite drop from the Moon Lord?
Perhaps a better question is, what isn't my favourite drop from the Moon Lord? Oh, the things that wacky Moon Lord drops, so varied and valuable, I couldn't pick just one.
Right. Sounds like maybe someone hasn't actually defeated the Moon Lord yet. That's a tad newbie for an elite gaming unit like yourself, isn't it, Darren?
Well, I never. I don't have to stand for this kind of disrespect. And I won't sit for it either. Besides, I have to go. I left something on the stove. Goodbye.
No, wait, Darren, Oh, he's gone.
He doesn't even have a stove.
Very cheeky. Well, moving on now to another question, and this one is from Ginger24111 in Roblox. Hi, do you know what the new Minecraft update is? And if you do not respond, I will send a very loud chicken to eat your chest toasting. And P.S. I like Roblox a lot. Oh, thanks, Ginger24111. Please be sure to keep your very loud chicken away from my chest toasting. I've just managed to get a nice toasty colour going on my rooks.
In answer to your question about the new Minecraft update, well, it was revealed at the recent Minecon Earth, the next major update theme will be Village and Pillage. So we can expect to see things like updated village architecture themed to each biome, new villagers' skins and behaviour, plus village raids from pillagers and their beasts to watch out for. Oh, and more cats, pandas, crossbows, and some other things too. I believe it's due out officially early next year, with some features rolling out sooner.
Good to know. Now, on to another question, and this one is from Sparky the Fox. Yeah, do that.
Hi GGSP, I'm a big Sonic fan. I have a question for you. Do you know what characters will be in Sonic Team Racing? Thanks, bye!
Thanks, Sparky the Fox. In answer to your question about what characters will be in Team Sonic Racing, well, apparently we should be seeing playable characters like Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Shadow, Rouge the Bat, Omega, plus Amy Rose, Big the Cat, some Chow, as well as Silver, Blaze the Cat, and Vector. And I think a few more to be announced.
Oh, but Goose, I did hear we might have to wait a little bit longer for the official release of Team Sonic Racing. It's been delayed till May next year. But how's about another question? Here's one from Tobin in Sydney, ACT. Wait, what?
Hey guys, I have some questions for you. 1, can you get Forza on PS4?
Thanks, Tobin. In answer to whether you can get Forza on PS4, the short answer to this is no. The Forza games tend to be Microsoft and Xbox exclusives, so not currently available for PS4 and likely won't ever be. Also, that's just one question. Also, is there a Sydney in the ACT? I'm very confused.
Me too, Jem. Maybe we should just call it a day. Remember, if you have a question for Ask SP, then head on over here and send it in. And remember, if you send us a video question that we use on the show, you'll receive a fabulous GGSP pin. And they really are something, these pins, aren't they, Jem? Can we get a shot of the pin, please?
They certainly are, Goose. One of a kind, you might say. Just look at the elegant craftsmanship on the lettering there, the fine enamel work and the vibrancy of the colour.
Truly impeccable, Jem. And what did you say they were made from? Made from 100% solid dreams, you say. Wow, how do they do it? And does it offer any special abilities to the wearer?
Sure, yes. Wearing this pin helps with, indigestion, somehow.
Wow, Jem, just wow. And you say that all our viewers have to do is make a great video question that we select for Ask SP?
That's right, Goose. It's so simple. It really is an incredible offer.
And you say those who receive a pin will also find themselves to be the lucky owners of a complimentary set of steak knives.
No, actually, no steak knives, just the pin. But I think you'll find it's just as sharp, figuratively, and the actual pin is a bit sharp too.
Superb. Just superb.
Drop top Porsche, rollie on my wrist, diamonds up and down my chain. Cardi B straight stunning, can't tell me nothing. Bossed up and
Killing it. Bit shoulder rolling? Oh yeah. Let's go. They got it. They're good.
Just Dance is back at it yet again for another year of groovy tunes and banging moves with Just Dance 2019. You mirror the dances on screen, either tracked by the Kinect or while holding a controller in your right hand. The more accurate the moves, the more points you get.
All the game's best modes are back. Kids mode gives you easier moves for the young ones, Sweat mode tracks how many calories you've burned, and Just Dance lets you, well, just dance.
To the untrained eye, it can be hard to distinguish the differences between games that are released every single year. But luckily for you, our eyes are highly trained. What really stood out to me was World Dance Floor. This mode has you playing against people across the globe. You can see your ranking in real time and also climb the ladder in seasonal competitions.
While it's rather similar to last year, here it felt really good. It kept me playing for far longer than I realised because I was just having so much fun.
Yeah, I don't remember it being this good. Previously, it felt laden with minigames that I just didn't care about. But here, it felt competitive and meaningful. I was pushed to offer up my very best dance moves.
I'm still standing.
This year, developer Ubisoft really seemed to be pushing the online play. And so lots of the routines are solo dances, which I feel is a bit of a shame. I like that in group dances, each person often has slightly different moves, which is a great way to slip in a bit more variety, and of course, it's a blast with friends. So in comparison, dancing solo feels a bit empty.
Well, I guess online play is the way of the future, Goose. It does make sense, with Just Dance Unlimited being a major feature of the game. Unlimited is a subscription-based streaming service that gives you access to hundreds of dances from past games, as well as some exclusives. So you do need to be connected to the internet to get the most out of this anyway. But I do always prefer local co-op.
Whilst we're on the topic of Just Dance Unlimited, it's totally crummy how buying this game only gives you a 1-month free trial, whilst 2018 gave you 3 months of access for free.
Yeah, it's weird that they're offering less this time around.
Well, one place that they have given us more is the dance screens. Many were made in collaboration with various artists, resulting in things like this awesome claymation Lil Dancer. I lit up when I saw it. It felt so fun and fresh.
Yeah, but sometimes when they try to spice things up, they get it all wrong. In a few songs, the screen might tilt or the dancer might change size. But the worst is when the dancer changes altogether. This just made me lose track of who I was following and felt like a totally unnecessary addition.
Yeah, it goes entirely against the ethos of Just Dance. I am happy they've scaled back the silly costumes, though. There are still some characters, but the game has an overall more refined feel, while still keeping that trademark silliness and fun.
The smartphone app where you use your mobile phone as a controller is back and better than ever this year, but I still can't say I like dancing with a mobile phone in my hand.
Yeah, I reckon using the Kinect is still the best way to play. The motion tracking means that it's nothing but you and the groove. I feel more confident that it's accurately tracking my dancing. In fact, my scores were better on Kinect. And it also encourages you to actually dance, not just fake it with your controller hand. Plus, it's got my favourite part of Just Dance games, the video clips at the end.
They're so embarrassing.
The Switch's Joy-Con is a pretty good middle ground of those two methods, being small enough and light enough to feel comfortable in your hand while dancing.
Yeah, and some of the previous games seem to focus too much on detecting that controller hand with lackluster routines that seem to forget that this goose has a whole body to dance with. Thankfully, this game doesn't make that same mistake. There's a good spread of difficulty levels, and the routines are generally easy or repetitive enough to get the hang of.
That being said, there are still some abominations that I don't even know why they included.
Ugh. My biggest gripe with the dancing is the special gold moves. In the past, they were all on strong finishing poses, but here they're often on normal moves. This meant I missed most of them, which feels super unsatisfying. But a good dance is nothing without a good song to dance to. Despite not knowing almost any of these songs, I still really enjoyed them. I particularly noticed it in World Dance Floor, because no matter what song came on, I was bopping.
I just wish they had more of those really killer songs that make you excited to jump in. I saw maybe 2 on the list I couldn't wait to play, but that's about it. Sure, the songs are good once you're in there, but there wasn't a lot to really entice me to start.
Well, Jem, I think most people know if Just Dance is their thing or not, and they don't need to be lured in by a popular song as much. And with Unlimited, there's a huge back catalogue of bangers on offer. I'm giving it 3 out of 5 rubber chickens.
I'm a dance game fiend. I look forward to them every year. They're certainly back on step with Just Dance 2019, with improvements in almost all the right places. But if you've already got 2018, your money is probably better spent on a year of Unlimited, though you won't get the 2019 songs. I'm giving it 4.5 out of 5 rubber chickens.
I'm surprised how much I enjoyed the Switch version, which gives me hope for the franchise as support for the Kinect starts to die out. It's still a good time if you want to cut a rug. I'm giving it 4 out of 5 rubber chickens.
All right, guys, we're all warmed up. Time for the main event. Oh.
I can't find the beat.
I got no rhythm here.
Can't go wrong, disco. Okay, I'm legit exhausted.
Nice moves though, fam.
I think I'm calling my physio.
Next week on GGSP, a very special episode all the way from Japan. I'm gonna show you the Tokyo Game Show, visit an anime museum, check out some games in a Tokyo arcade, and even test my skills at a ninja school.
Ooh.
You do not want to miss this. Oh, I bet you went to one of those cat cafes.
Actually, it was up with Shiba puppies.
Ooh, I'll be watching. Until then, be nice, have fun, and keep gaming. Goose out.
Rat out. Jib out.
I'm gonna have a lie down.
You guys okay?